From the east, house of light. From the north, house of night. From the west, house of transformation. From the south, house of the eternal sun. From above, house of heaven. From below, house of earth. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once. May everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum hunab ku evam maya e ma ho.
The Holomind Perceiver is a function of extraterrestrial intelligence. Extraterrestrial intelligence is intelligence that has been generated outside of the planetary sphere for the purpose of activating the next stage of evolution. As we enter deeper into telepathic civilization, we will increasingly understand that mathematical ratios govern the psychic and interpsychic sense experiences. This is part of the learning that comes through adaptation to the Holomind Perceiver, the seventh mental sphere to be activated within the noosphere. The Holomind Perceiver is inherent within the cube. Each of the practices of the synchronic order are like a step on a ladder, lifting us ever higher within the understanding that there is a fourth dimensional level of reality, where spiritual discipline is in understanding the relationship of the everyday whole system of moving variables and interlocking matrices. From the point of view of the Holomind Perceiver, the 441 matrix is divided into two halves, right and left. When you look at the left-hand side from the point of view of the matrix, it is actually the right-hand side and vice versa. Observing this is the first step in radializing your consciousness. Then there are the other two halves, the top and bottom. The vertical 11 that runs down the center is the corpus callosum. The Holomind Perceiver is the 441 matrix telepathically inscribed on the corpus callosum to facilitate the integration of time, space, and mind as the principle of radialized synchronization. This is a whole other order of reality than we are accustomed to. It is a new cosmology based on the 11th dimensional system of the cube. It is a telepathic language referencing system that has nothing to do with historical modes. Within this system are various levels of hierarchical commands and coding. Any number can be plugged into this system and then read. In this chapter we will visually explore the intricate workings of the Holomind Perceiver as a holographic nanochip of the new evolving extrasensory organ, the seventh mental sphere of radial consciousness. The organization of this nanochip is based precisely on the fractal of universal time, the 441 cube matrix. The Holomind Perceiver can be telepathically imprinted as an act of self-evolution. Its origin is in the beam codes of the Sirius Star Council in their activation of Earth's noosphere. The supermind awaits you behind the synchronotron matrix. The four outer time dimensions are each self-contained and identical in their parts. Like all the time dimensions, each contains 49 units. Note that the number sequences are all divided into positive and negative sections. The positive refers to activating magnitudes, and the negative to sublimating magnitudes. Note that the upper set, the positive and negative sequences match each other, and in the lower set of sequences also match each other in the same way, but are opposite to the upper set. Bear in mind that the 4 outer time dimensions are the locus of the first 4 mental spheres. First mental sphere, preconscious, first time dimension, upper left, right side of the brain. Second mental sphere, subconscious, third time dimension, lower left, right side of the brain. Third mental sphere, conscious, fourth time dimension, lower right, left side of the brain. And fourth mental sphere, continuing conscious, second time dimension, upper right, left side of the brain. Remember that the 4 outer time dimensions also coordinate the movement of 364 days of the 13-moon 28-day calendar, in sequences that go from left to right, top then bottom, first 7 moons, and then right to left, bottom then top, last 6 moons. The movement of consciousness, mental spheres, on the other hand, goes from top to bottom, starting at the upper left, and then from bottom to top, ending at the upper right. External time flows. All occur on the first or outermost 441 circuit, 13 units each, 52 units total, such that the 7th unit precisely marks each of the 4 corners, dividing the flows into 6 activating and 6 sublimating units on either side. The external time flows coordinate the 13 cosmic time magnitudes, wave spell tones, with each of the 4 mental spheres, so that all consciousness functions are informed by the totality of cosmic time. The 13 unit flows each literally function as the outer time frames of the holomind perceiver. Radial sense matrix. The remaining 36 of each of the 4 outer time dimensions, 144 total, constitute the radial sense matrix of the mental sphere coordinated by that time dimension. Each radial sense matrix consists of a 6-dimensional ESP circuit, 11 units each, 44 units total. This circuit runs on the inside of the matrix, just like the external time runs on the outside of matrix, and just as the 7th unit marks the 4 outer corners, the 6th unit coordinates the 4 inner corners of the 4 outer time dimensions. Within 5 activating and 5 sublimating units on either side, the 6-dimensional ESP circuit coordinates the first 4 mental spheres with subliminal communications according to magnitudes 1 to 11. The 11th magnitude, omega, corresponds to the 11th horizontal and 11th vertical rows that coordinate the entire 441 holomind perceiver matrix. A 5th force coordination circuit, 13 units each, 52 units total, always starts adjacent to the 3rd unit of the 6-dimensional ESP circuit, but runs in opposite direction. The 7th unit is always adjacent to the 7th unit of outer time, 6 activating and 6 sublimating units on either side of it, while its 11th unit is always adjacent to the 11th unit omega of the 6-dimensional ESP circuit. The 13 5th force coordinating units are internal 5th dimensional superconscious correlates to the 13 cosmic tones of the external time circuit and transfer the cosmic time signals to the radial sense core. A radial sense core matrix. 8 plus 1 units, each 32 plus 4 units total. Consists of a master time unit at the exact center of the 49 unix matrix, 13, 26, 39, or 52. Each unit coordinates the 5 external sense nodes, including all internal and etheric body sensory information. The sense of touch, closest to the beginning of the 5th force circuit, always begins the sequence. The 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, hearing, sight. The 5 organs, ears, skin, eyes, tongue, nose. The 5 consciousness modes, tactile consciousness, gustatory consciousness, olfactory consciousness, auditory consciousness, visual consciousness. The 5 objects, object of touch, object of taste, etc., as well as the 5 action organs, mouth, hands, bowels, genitals, and feet. The entire psychophysical spectrum composed of 4 sets of pentads. The matrix core also includes a PSI input unit, adjacent to the 13th 5th force coordinating unit, and a PSI output unit, adjacent to the 1st 5th force coordinating unit. PSI is the psychic energy released from the interaction of consciousness with mental sensory information. The +1 unit is the 3D to 4D interdimensional phase alternator unit, which the radial sense core matrix shares with the intergalactic core. This is located at the 5th unit diagonally located from any of the 4 outermost corners of the 441 matrix. The +1 unit is the 3D to 4D interdimensional phase alternator unit, which the radial sense core matrix shares with the intergalactic core. This is located at the 5th unit diagonally located from any of the 4 outermost corners of the 441 matrix. An intergalactic core matrix, 3 plus 1 units each, 12 plus 4 units total. Consists of the intergalactic core channel located at V6H6, V16H6, V6H16, and V16H16, and an ESP output and an ESP input unit. The intergalactic core channel is the extrasensory means for channeling the 4 hyperplasmas, alpha alpha first time, alpha beta third time, beta beta fourth time, and beta alpha or beta nova second time. The hyperplasmas are the lubricants of the 4 outer time dimension mental spheres. The ESP output informs the 1st magnitude of the 5th force coordinating flow, while the ESP input is informed by the 13th magnitude of this flow. The +1 shared unit is the 4D to 3D phase alternator for plasmically activating the entire radial sense core.